Taste.
Did Alex spell out titties?
What just happened?
Y'all be laughing at that shit. Like. This nigga,
It was real loud.
Yeah, as soon as I pressed record, she did it on purpose.
waiting.
She's gonna get us
Standing there waiting. Damn, I forgot what I was finna say.
You was gonna talk about 49ers.
No, forget that. We just gonna let what they do. We gonna jump right into it. What's happening, man? It's your boy Joe. Y'all know what it is, man. You look like a podcast. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, hit your bell. You know what I mean? Then drop a comment on that thing. Let us know what's going on. Got the fellas in here. Dedrick, what's going on, my brother?
Hey.
In the crispy white. Boy, look at
waiting for that 315.
Looking crips in that white.
That 315.
315. Oh yeah.
That's the time they play. Yeah.
Hawaii time.
Yeah, my boy locked in.
Heading up there too.
Yeah.
Heading up to B-Dubs, me and this other dude. Like, there's like three people on our team whose parents, 3 kids on our team whose parents are Jaguars fans. So I'm meeting up with a couple of them up there at B-Dubs today.
Man, you don't even see that on Jacksonville popcorn and teams.
I didn't want to say that.
Man, they united over there. Okay.
Yeah.
Dez, what's going on, man?
I'm just watching the game being aggravated because I know we can do better.
Hey, the quarterback look like he got the jitters or something.
You got something going on.
He's a rookie.
Hey, boy. And playoff lights kind of bright on my boy over there.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't the one I'm concerned with. And then Jimmy Ward, what he got going on today?
I don't know, but Metcalf is dogging him.
What I did was to just go man to man on Metcalf. Like
That was crazy.
Metcalf.
This dude almost qualified for the Olympics. You got?
Nah, he ain't almost qualified. Ain't come in like 8th place out of 10. That ain't almost.
He ran. He was. All right.
That dude was stepping, and then did he run Ward over too? Like that last pass he caught.
That was the second bad play Ward made. Man.
Oh man.
You gotta go in the locker room and adjust, make some adjustments or something. But yeah, hey, shout out to that boy Dana. Out somewhere doing what he do. You know what I mean? And as always, long live Big Norm, big homie. I miss you, boy. All right, and as y'all can see, we got an individual on the screen, Jaguar down.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So hold on. So if y'all saw the We Outside episode for Dez's birthday, and then the New Year party we just dropped, then y'all know this individual was there, and that's family. You know what I mean? And when we doing stuff like that, so finally got him on the screen, Mr. Aaron Smiley. What's going on, brother?
Not much. Been a long time coming.
Yes, sir.
I was telling Dez at the party, it's like, man, I was working temp jobs, just happened to start working at State Farm.
Yep.
And we've been friends for almost 10 years now.
Yeah, it's been about 10 years. Yeah. I think it has been 10 years.
Yeah. And my Norman story, there was like a little month period where I don't know how I got his name mixed up, but I was like, it was on accident calling him Nelson. I remember that. he let me keep doing it for like 6 months. I was like, dude, it's so. Remember, JoJo? You remember your party that you had at that place on Bay Meadows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's
I
that?
was leaving.
Hashtag the party one.
Hashtag the party.
Yeah.
Party one.
Yeah.
And he like finally he told Tori, he was like, "Hey, babe, you see, you keep calling me Nelson." I'm like, "No, I've been saying this for like 6 months now. How you ain't gonna let me call you?" And
What
this
you
is my
mean I
bad.
keep calling you Nelson? Ain't that your name? Like, ain't everybody calling you Nelson?
The way he called you out. That's hilarious.
Like, I was like, man. And I had a buddy whose girlfriend, wife now, her name was Molly, but I accidentally kept calling her Maggie. And he was like, all right, you need
That's
to
white girl.
chill.
Those sound like white girl names. So
Hey, I'm saying, like,
But
Maggie Molly.
Norman, you know, I guess Norman just, you know, he always been that type of dude. He just let it roll. Like, all right.
Call it Nelson.
What's up, Nelson?
I know, right?
And that's funny. Nobody ever heard.
How come I ain't never heard you call him Nelson?
Like nobody ever heard that.
Like, what do you call him?
I feel like it was just in one-on-one interactions.
That's funny.
But either way.
Yeah, man. So, you know, we definitely appreciate you coming on and kicking it with us. So, you know, we like to bring people on that's, you know, got something positive going on with themselves, you know, whether it be in the community, whether it be, you know, the jobs, whatever it may be, people that we can reach out to and get in contact with. So, you know, like we said, you always around us, so it's only right that we open up our platform and you know, just give you an opportunity to come on and talk to the lookers out there. You know what I mean? So I kind of turn it over to you, and you can, you know, let the people know what you got going on.
Well, yeah, man, I feel like I'm a sports Swiss Army knife, because I like do so much. Like my regular day job, I work for Parks and Rec for the city of Jax. Today we just finished or started certifying and registering kids for our youth basketball league. So that was about 300 kids today. Our season starting up next week. I officiate high school football, high school girls flag. What else do? I run the clock in the book for UNF and FSCJ men's and women's basketball. Is that it? Shit, I got so many side hustles, I forget. I just
he drive around Patty LaBelle.
Oh yeah, I got the see. Yeah, so like last year, I was helping out with Jazz Fest, and they needed some help with the transportation for all the artists back and forth from the hotel to the stage. So they volunteered me to be in charge of that. And when it came time for Patty's turn, I had to meet with her head of security to go over the route, even though she was staying downtown at like the Marriott, which used to be the Omni. Mm-hmm. So she was really only be going like maybe 100 yards. So her head of security was like, yeah, since you're going, or since I'm walking this with you, you're going to be driving her. It's like, all right, say less.
Let me go get the keys.
Yeah, right. So she got in the car. You know, I was like, you know, hello, Miss Patty, happy belated birthday. And then I took her from the hotel to her trailer, which is right by the stage. And I took her from the trailer and like basically backed the car up to like so she hadn't to walk too far to the stage. And while I was doing that, it was just me and her in the car. Like, all right. So when we got to the stage, I guess they were talking to the crowd. So she was just chilling in the car. She was like, so have you been enjoying the rest of the shows this weekend? I was like, well, Miss Patty, I've been trying to, you know, make sure that everybody has been getting where they need to go. So I took my chance. I was like, I appreciate the opportunity to drive you around. Me and my wife, we danced to one of your songs for our first dance at our wedding. And I even sang your part at the beginning. She was like, "Oh, is that right?" She's like, "Well, sing it right now."
Oh.
Me.
Yeah, I did a little razzle dazzle, started singing. I don't know how I remembered the words because I was nervous at that. And she started singing along with me, freaking harmonizing. And I was just like, we just did some
Damn, Aaron did a duet with Patty.
Then she was like, "Well, you want to take the picture now? Because if you wait till I get back in the car, I'm gonna be hot and sweaty." So we took the picture, and it was crazy because like right when we took the picture, they needed her to get out of the car and get on the stage. So I didn't even get a chance to say have a good show or nothing. She was just like zoom right out of there. But yeah, it was I saw that video of her when they had the bomb scare, and that was her head of security, old Mr. W, rushing off the stage. That man he used to be in the military. Like for the first time, I was like, make sure you shake his hand firm. And he darn near took my hand off. I was like, hey, I am not messing with him. Yeah, man.
That's dope.
So like anything with a ball, I got my hands on, and I'm all about community awareness. So I'm out doing a little bit of something often. I'm trying to organize a Monopoly tournament for like a fundraiser in May.
Yeah.
What made you get into the whole refereeing and how did you get into that? How did you fall into the refereeing and the bookkeeping and all that good stuff?
So when I went to Florida State, I was working at Finish Line, and I got tired of working at Finish Line. So, and by that time I was doing stock. So I was just trying to find something different. And then it's just crazy how life works out, because when I was in college, I basically took my first 2 years of college for granted. And I ended up messing up and almost, well, I guess for a split second, I got kicked out of Florida State. So I was trying to find a way to get back in. And, this is just, I'm trying to summarize a life story. So I was trying to get back in without my mom finding out. Bad idea.
How'd that work out?
So, they sent a letter home. She found out, and the look on her face is a look that I never ever want to see again. So she took the next day off, and we drove to Tallahassee and met with the dean. And when we got there, the dean was like, "I don't even know why you wasted your gas." And we stayed in his office for about 3 hours because I went to Stanton. I'm a dork. Like, come on, man. Like, college was easier than Stanton. But I did stupid stuff like scheduling 2 classes at one time. I was just like not doing good. But anyway, we ended up, by the grace of God, he let me back in, and of course the rest is history. And by that time, I had started refereeing intramurals at Florida State. So that's where I started at. I started with intramural football, then went and did basketball, and I ended up getting promoted to like a supervisor. At the same time this was happening. So thankfully, when I came back, I was able to like continue in that role. And then I started refereeing high school basketball that next year, and it's kind of just built up on each other. Then when I graduated and moved back here, I started working for the PGA Tour for a while, and then that didn't work out. And around the time
how'd you get that job? What were you doing for PGA Tour? What did you graduate? What was your major at Florida State?
Okay, so when I was doing the thing where I got kicked out to change my major like 3 times, I eventually settled on sports management, which is, of course, you never know, or you always like find out some crazy way what you really want to do when you get to college.
Yeah.
It just had to take me almost losing everything. So I want to do sport management, but I couldn't. It was too late for me to do it undergrad because I would have had to make some miracles happen. So I ended up getting my bachelor's degree in international affairs. And then I was planning on getting my master's in sport management. So
I used to have a lot of international affairs.
so here we go.
All right, Chris Brown.
Look, hey, I'm just trying. So when I was doing intramurals, the next step up was to be a graduate assistant at an intramural program at another school. Was supposed to go to Nova Southeastern down in Boca. Had a job. They offered me the position. I was supposed to graduate in the summer. They couldn't. Apparently, after they offered me the job, they came back and told me that they couldn't wait for me to graduate in the summer. So they had to basically tell me that they couldn't hire me. So after graduation, I was basically stuck like Chuck. For about 2-3 months, I went from one friend's couch to the next, trying to figure out what to do. Thankfully, I ran into one of my professors at Florida State who just happens to be, she's like Florida State's like all-time winningest volleyball coach. I don't know if y'all remember who Gabby Reese is.
Yes, that name sounds familiar. Yeah.
She was her coach when she went to Florida State. So I ran into her at the golf course because I volunteered at the golf course every Saturday morning. And she was like, well, why don't you just come back here for grad school? And that thought never really popped in my head. I was like, well, let's try it. And then next thing you know, for an application, got approved, enrolled that spring. And then for sport management, Florida State had a study abroad program. So I actually got to study abroad in London for 6 weeks that summer.
Oh, nice.
And we did global sport management. So we went to a day at Wimbledon. We went up to Scotland and watched the first round of the British Open. We went to Paris and saw the end of the Tour de France. We toured like 3 or 4 soccer stadiums. It's been over 10 years since I've gone. I haven't been able to go back since, but it's top 2 best experiences of my life. So she ended up knowing one of the guys that worked at the PGA Tour. And, golf has been one of my hobbies, lifestyles. I'm mad about golf. And, we built that relationship, and I ended up interning with them when I graduated. And from the internship, I ended up getting a full-time job with them.
Okay.
But that position, I think I was just happy to be there, and it wasn't necessarily something that I enjoyed doing. So unfortunately, that situation didn't work out. So I kind of had to I was in a reassessment pivot, if you will. So right around the time I met Desmond, I was just doing little small stuff to get, try and build my resume back. So I started helping out with JU, like doing lacrosse. Like I would help out with their ESPN productions. Like I would run the graphics. I was like a camera guy for a few games. I helped out with their baseball teams. And then this job with the Parks and Rec department just happened to fall out of thin air.
Right in your lap.
And
yeah, man. I had a friend who I was hanging out with that did stats at FSCJ. So I just happened to go to a game with him one day, and helped them out doing like the stats, like live stats during the game. And now I'm in my 10th season with FSCJ.
Okay.
I started out just doing stats, and then the guy that ran the clock, he ended up leaving. So then I took over doing the clock, and now I do the clock or whichever need be, the clock, and I like the public address announcer, so I get to do my best Chicago Bulls imitation.
Oh man, you're not the team.
So
And now,
exactly.
you're Chicago Bulls.
Interesting fact. I had one of the best experiences of my life in England as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we got the did a award show. Got to perform at an award show while I was in England.
Oh, I remember that. That was
Which part?
That was with Sean, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
In London or another part of England?
In London.
Oh, okay.
In London. The download.
Another interesting fact.
Download.
I've never been to England.
And that was my first time. That was my first time going out of the country. My mom dropped me off at the airport. I called her back like a few minutes later because something happened and I could tell she was crying. She was, she was not ready for that.
Not my baby. My baby's gone.
We actually, crazy story that happened while we were over there. We actually saw somebody get stabbed.
Oh man.
So let me set it up. So we were taking like weekend trips like through other parts of England. So we took this one weekend trip through like the western part of England, and we stopped in this town called Penzance, like Pirates of Penzance.
Mm-hmm.
So we were staying in like hostels. So we were walking through the town trying to find somewhere to eat, and the town was like empty. There was like the stores weren't open, like nobody was around. So we stopped at this little place on the corner where they had fried chicken and pizza.
That's a great
combination. Yeah, exactly. So we're sitting there.
Let me get one of these.
We're sitting there and we're looking out, and this guy is walking down the street wearing a robe and a screen mask, just randomly walking down the street. He like kicked over a bag of trash. Something was wrong with him. I don't know, whatever. So he was walking down, and then my dumb behind poked my head out the window and yelled out, "I still know what you did last summer." Just as he was walking away.
Come on, man. You can't do that.
Hey,
you know, as we can't do that.
You know what's about to happen. So we leave, we finish eating, and then we go around the corner to this like club, or we thought it was gonna have like karaoke, but it was closed. So we go back up the hill and turn the corner of the street, and he is standing in the middle of the street with and there's a guy on a motorcycle that's coming towards him, and he like moves out of the way at the last second, and the dude on the motorcycle like skids off and falls off, and he gets off, and they start fighting. So we're probably like a block away from this. We're like standing there like, okay, this is happening. So the dude in the screen mask gets on top of him, and he's going like this. And a bunch of people like come to like try and break it up, and then they back up. Dude, get up. He got like a knife like this long. We're like, what the hell? So we ran into this bar where some of our other classmates were drinking at, and I'm sitting by the window. This man come walking. He ain't got the mask or the robe on no more. All he got is a white beater and some shorts, just steaming, walking by the window. I'm like, all my friends like, so, yeah, you happy now?
See, and he was like, F around and find out.
Oh, here's the craziest thing.
Y'all found right out what happened.
Yeah. Bet you ain't say nothing again.
No, nope. But here's the craziest thing though. We probably waited maybe about 10 minutes before we like left and went back to where we were staying at. we went back outside. There was no motorcycle. There was no like tape. There was no evidence of anything that had just happened like 20 minutes ago. No cops, no nothing. I'm like, yo, man, we need to get out of here because this ain't working.
That's how they get
Oh,
down.
you was in the hood.
That's how they
in the English. You was in the English hood.
Oh man,
He was,
that was crazy.
He was over there by where they filmed Top Boy at.
I think the first day there, we like took like a bus ride into, I guess what was the hood in England, because that's where they had like a Burberry factory store there. So we were like, oh, we about to hit this up. Got me like a little cardigan with a tie. Oh, I was clean, but it was not in a. We did not go to that side of town the rest of the time we were there.
Trying to hit the Burberry store again. No. Nah, we're gonna pass.
So the change directions. How do you feel your Jaguars are doing this season?
Can anything be better than last year?
Yes.
And that's all I was hoping for, was be better than last year.
Dude, I remember because it was almost a year to the day when I thought they were joking when they said they were going to hire Urban Meyer. I was like, no, this is not going to be good.
Yeah,
this is not going to be good. Like I just kept repeating that to myself. I was like, this is not no, and it was like, man, last season was just like a nightmare. It was just like
every single day.
It's been a nightmare since Jalen Ramsey left.
But that Urban, like that was terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, every 24 hours,
it's drama. That's where Hard Knocks should have been filming that.
See, and that's
it would have had a serious drama. Coach kicker.
Him down there in the bar.
Anything that could go wrong went wrong. And I knew from the beginning when they hired Urban, I was like, this is going to be terrible. But I had called it like a couple of months before they hired him. I was like, they're going to hire Urban.
Yeah.
Dude, in fact, me and my friend used to do a podcast, a Sports is Life podcast, and we were still doing podcasts back then. And I remember when he got hired, we did like a quick like video podcast, and I just vented. I didn't say any cuss words, but I was just let out all my frustrations. I was like, he ain't even gonna last a year.
I think that was one of the worst head coach hirings
ever.
In the history of sports.
In the history of sports.
It was the worst.
And then they want to be cool and fire him in the middle of the night. I was about to go to sleep. It was like 12:30, and I was about to go to sleep, and then all of a sudden, pop up on the screen like
they fired him before that because Shad probably called him like, "Hey,
oh yeah,
ain't even no need to come back to Jacksonville. You stay where you at."
Dude, I was fed up. And then the whole coaching process.
Yeah,
because at first I wanted Byron, and I guess there was a lot of support for him. And rumors were he even wore a teal suit to his interview. Like he was ready. We're gonna have black coach, we're gonna have black GM because he was gonna bring in Adrian Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
And when they messed or fumbled that up or whatever happened, then they trying to cover their tracks by saying they interviewing this dude and this dude who's still coaching because their team's still in the playoffs.
And they wanted the whole Rooney Rule, and it was.
And Shad over here just on a boat in the middle of the Mediterranean, don't know what the heck going on.
His son, his son running AEW. I'm like,
oh my gosh! If they had just been upfront and hired Doug from the very beginning, I would have been fine. But like when they finally hired Doug, I had some cautious. I was like, man, because the thing is, we still want Balky going.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, I was set up for disappointment. I was like, we're gonna go freaking 3-14 again, and then we can get Bulky out of here and then go from there. But
but Bulk, old Trent, he must have Doug must have talked to him like, look, I ain't Urban. We gonna get who I want to get.
I said that they were winning in spite of Trent.
Yeah, they are. Because Trent, he's terrible at picking players.
Yep. Started with old Mr. Tokyo Jets.
Man, but you think about it, all of the players that they picked,
They
was
doing
questions
something
about them. It was like, why did they pick them? Like everybody overachieved. Everybody overachieved.
Everybody was mad. Everybody like, Kurt. Why didn't you pick Christian Kirk?
I sure was like, why them two? Like either
like,
or with somebody else, but both of them, like,
and especially for how much money they paid.
Yeah, like what are we doing?
Like,
what we doing?
You remember when they signed Nick Foles to like $84 million?
Yeah.
And we're like,
that was
nobody is paying him that much money.
And that was all because of old Bulk. But
that was wasn't that Caldwell?
Was that Caldwell?
Well, he was the coach.
Was that
Caldwell?
Was that the reason that Caldwell got fired?
Yeah, Caldwell got fired because.
Oh yeah.
Because of the bad picks.
You're right.
Yep.
Bad picks, Caldwell. He was doing bad.
Either way,
yeah.
I think that Trevor having a coach who was a quarterback, knows how to develop a quarterback.
And not only that, is a Super Bowl champion.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
that's
he knows how to win. He knows how to set up the environment of the team, the locker room.
Mm-hmm.
I knew when back in the day when they hired Tom Coughlin, the slave runner, hired him as the president of football operations, whatever. I knew it was going to be an issue. Because he got ran off from New York just because of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I still blame him to this day
for Ramsey leaving.
For the downfall of one of the best defenses Jacksonville has ever seen.
Every person on that team was gone in 2 years.
Yep.
It's funny. Our podcast was called Sports is to Life, and we basically took situations that happened in the sports world and related them back to things that we've experienced in life. And sure enough, that situation we did a podcast on, basically talking about how that whole situation you can relate back to like workplace management.
Yeah.
And how working for somebody who's in a leading position that doesn't know, they're like trying to do things ways that does not empower the staff around them, which leads to bad situations such as that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like, man, dude,
it was
Coughlin. You can't run an organization like this. Ain't 1999, Playboy.
They had so many grievances filed against Coughlin and the Jags.
So
like it was crazy.
Players. Like, and you know, Coughlin said something off like outside of his neck when he was talking to Jalen Ramsey. Because Ramsey, as soon as Ramsey left that meeting, he was like, I need to trade. I need to be out of here.
Because that whole thing that happened with him and Marone on the sideline, I was like, dude, that happens all
the time. Yeah.
To every team.
Yep.
But
Coughlin was bad deal.
But yeah, the Jags, I'm happy with what they've done.
Yeah.
They beat the Cowboys.
Still 9-8, bro.
Hey,
but they are division champs.
We are
any other division, y'all would like not be in the playoffs.
It doesn't matter.
Jojo,
you're right. But
it doesn't matter. We beat y'all.
That sounds like somebody that cheers for SEC team. That's the kind of argument they bring up. Okay.
Not at all. I'm just like, looking at the standings, I was like, dang, they really 9-8.
Yeah.
If the Cowboys was 9-8, y'all would be like, y'all 9-8.
Yeah,
like,
yes,
I know.
yes,
I
because
know
the
people
Cowboy
tell you this
fans
all the time.
are the worst fans in the NFL.
Look, we had the same argument a year ago about the difference between the Cowboys and the 49ers. Neither one of our teams won the Super Bowl. Both of our teams are in the same position we was in last year. Everybody like, the 49ers is real. The Cowboys gonna choke. Like, bro, like what happened? Like, nothing happened between the two teams, bro. Like,
JoJo, I know people tell you this all the time, but since the Jaguars have been a franchise, we have more playoff victories than the Cowboys.
So,
yeah.
And y'all still ain't got no Super Bowl rings.
That's true. You're right. You're right.
Look, hey, you know, my argument to that is, since we talking history, how many rings y'all got?
0.
I don't bring up history, y'all did. You know what I'm saying? But all of this is, I accept all of this because, boy, don't let the Cowboys win a Super Bowl. Do not, like, that could be the worst possible thing for everybody. Like, don't let that happen. Like,
I do not wish that.
That's like
gotta be another 20 years of Cowboys fans.
But listen,
acting a monkey.
Man, boy. I take all of that.
You know what's worse than the Cowboys winning is freaking Hurricane fans winning the championship, because they
Hurricanes ain't never winning anything ever.
They over here talking like they last highlights on VHS.
This is my only argument in all of that. Like, if the team we had was in any other uniform, everybody would be like, they're a contender.
Yeah.
But because it's us, it's like, oh, y'all gonna choke.
Because the Cowboys is a team full of bandwagon fans.
No, they're loyal fans.
They've been loyal fans.
They've been loyal since '92.
Now, hold on. We're talking bandwagon fans. I went to the Jags and Cowboy game, and I walked for a good 2 miles with 200 Cowboy fans and not a Jaguar fan in sight.
Yeah.
I went to the Jaguars and Titans game, and there was no Titan fans in the stadium. So how is that? So how are we bandwagon? But that's not bandwagon.
Because y'all are overexcited bandwagon fans. Y'all
how are y'all not? Y'all 9-8. And y'all got shirts going around the city saying we going to the Super Bowl and we gonna win that bit.
That's not the definition of a bandwagon.
But at the Cowboy game, y'all ain't have them shirts on
because we didn't win a playoff.
That's actually the definition of bandwagon.
I don't think.
No, bandwagon.
I don't think Cowboys fans
just hopping on the team.
That's winning. Hence the reason there was 65,000 Jaguar fans in the stadium. That's weak.
Look, I don't think that Cowboy fans are bandwagon fans per se. I think the reason people hate the Cowboys is this. I don't know who in the universe, what wizard dubbed the Cowboys America's team. And I think every other team is just like, who told them this? Like, what made them this? And everybody hates Jerry Jones.
That is,
and Dak Prescott.
And
you got a point. I mean, when teams are losing, morale is down, and when they winning, on the flip side, morale goes up, and it is what it is. That's just the nature of fandom.
I'm looking at the beginning of the 49ers game. They showing the 49ers defensive stats. We're right behind them in every stat they show. And then on the offensive side, they're number 2. And we're in front of them in every stat that they show. So I'm like, well, how come, why we can't be like, we gonna win the Super Bowl? Like, if we're looking at these stats and y'all basing these other teams, okay, well, they're gonna win because of these stats. Well, why aren't we a contender?
It is purely.
You know why, Joe.
I don't know why.
Joe, stop.
You know exactly why.
God damn it, shut up!
Damn Dak.
Well, listen.
It's going to mess something up. He's going to screw something
Listen,
up.
I ain't gonna lie, but if I can have Tony Romo on this team, man, give me Romo on this team,
I ain't
bro.
gonna lie. Tony Romo was a good quarterback.
He had no defense.
People
He
took him
absolutely
for granted.
no defense.
People took Tony Romo for granted, and when he retired and became an analyst, and he would literally call the plays out, I'm like, you got to be a quarterback genius to know don't know any of these coaches, but to know exactly what play they're about to call in that situation.
Oh, he's motioning the man to the right because they're gonna run to the left just to see if he gonna move over that way.
Yeah.
And he like, what, bro? What are you doing right now?
I feel like Tony Romo has had the same number of like heartbreaking, just befuddled moments in his career that Dak has had.
I was
He,
just about to say that.
No, bro.
No.
Tony Romo has the fumble kick against Seattle and the Dez Bryant drop, bro. Dak has nothing to compare to those two. Those like game-winning plays. The field goal, the game is over. And that catch, the ball is at the one. Like,
yeah,
bro, yeah, Dak shot himself in the foot. Like, he just
it's pure hatred.
Ever
It's
since
just
they
pure
reported
hatred.
him doing his little
Jealousy.
hip thrust warm-ups.
It's cool though, boy. Because listen,
look, I ain't gonna lie.
According to our schedule,
I'm a Jaguars fan. No, I'm lying. I still don't trust them.
The Dallas
Jaguars fan. I still can't trust them until we are in that stadium in Arizona. We ain't going nowhere.
Man, you remember when like in '99, my parents got to go to both playoff games. They weren't even football fans. They went to Miami game and then the Tennessee game, left me at home.
He had to throw that in there. Left me at home.
AFC Championship game. They came home. I took all my Jaguar stuff that I had hanging on the wall and just threw it out my room on a pile when they got home. I was 38.
Is it bad that I don't want the Jaguars to go to the Super Bowl ever because Super Bowl tickets are so expensive and I won't be able to go?
Man, look, the Super Bowl tickets are like a freaking lottery.
Me and Dez,
you gotta know somebody to know somebody to know somebody.
Me and Dez looked up.
Really?
Me and Dez looked up the prices last week.
It's like $3,000.
No, they start at 45.
They start at 45, and that's like the highest. That's like the highest seat in every stadium.
God, they're touching the light bulb.
Yeah, pretty much. You don't. If it's cold out there, don't worry about it. Those lights gonna warm you up.
Back of your neck roasting, boy.
Exactly.
Can you imagine?
Can
you imagine a Duval County parade though?
See, look, that's what I just told. I think I just told the boys that. I said I want Jacksonville to win the Super Bowl just so they can have a Super Bowl parade in Jacksonville, so I can go. Like, so I can be like, I've been to a Super Bowl parade.
Hey, look, if that happens, I'm buying my ticket and I'm flying to Jacksonville. I'm using my United Air Miles. And I'm flying round trip to Jacksonville, first class.
Look,
for that trip.
That's why I'm still mad that the Falcons lost that Super Bowl to the Patriots because they ruined what was going to be the most epic Super Bowl celebration. Like Atlanta was going to. You understand that strippers were going to multiply their daily take by like 25 times if Atlanta won the Super Bowl?
Well, all I know is that parade that's going to hit Jacksonville if they win the Super Bowl is going to be the most epic parade. Everybody Lil Duval gonna be there. You know he gonna be acting a fool. 69 boys throwing parties.
Yeah,
it's gonna be wild.
I wouldn't mind seeing that. But the Jaguars. So this was my take on the playoffs. So AFC, Kansas City is Kansas City.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, you just gotta hope they have an off day, pretty much. Like, the Jaguars and Cincinnati will probably be the teams you don't want to play because of how they've been playing leading into the playoffs. Like the Jaguars defense, bro, like they're everywhere.
Yeah.
They're everywhere. It
Yeah, all over
literally
the field.
all 11 to the ball. Like that's what you need in the playoffs.
And that's exactly
Trevor ain't making no mistake, and they running the ball. I don't care what year it is. That's your recipe to win in the playoffs.
last 5 games, they're averaging like 140, 150 yards a game on the ground.
They're running the ball. They toting it. So then Cincinnati, they starting to click. You know, Burrow, he doing what he do.
Mm-hmm.
Cincinnati, you know they got Kansas City numbers, so
Yeah, but then you got Buffalo, who I think Buffalo got Cincinnati numbers. So that's weird right there.
Buffalo got the most points.
No, I don't want y'all to think.
I think the rest of the teams in the AFC, they just there really to fill up spots. The Chargers gonna need a miracle. But they got the players to make that miracle happen though. So,
but man, flying from it's gonna be cold, and they coming from LA.
I don't think they played in cold weather yet this year. Their last month of the season, they were
and they don't have one of their top receivers.
Yep.
Yeah.
And apparently they can't stop the run. So as long as ETN keeps his hands on the football.
Boy, that boy fumbled like clockwork.
I can see Bosa punching one out, or Khalil Mack, or Derwin James. They got a few that can punch it out. So
yeah, I always love some Derwin.
Dolphins don't have their quarterback. Baltimore have their quarterback.
Why don't nobody hate the Dolphin fans as much as they hate the Cowboy fans?
Because the Dolphin fans
nobody take the Dolphins fans seriously.
Because the Dolphin fans are just in Miami.
But I'm saying they fan base win 9 games and they get hyped
because you don't see Dolphin fans outside of Miami.
Yeah.
So
Jojo, there are Cowboys fans everywhere.
That's why people don't like it, because we have to put up with them everywhere we go.
Okay.
We got Cowboy parades. People drive around here with Cowboy flags on their trucks, on they jacked up Tacoma trucks. And I'm like, why are you a Cowboy fan? You're in Hawaii.
And the people that still love the Dolphins fans or love the Dolphins because they went 17-0, that happened 50 years ago. So all of them people like old or dead.
Hey, before I was a Jaguars fan, I was a Dolphins fan.
Oh,
you were?
Don't tell nobody else that.
Don't say that. Football. Don't say that out loud again.
I'm just saying.
Before the Jaguars, I was a Falcons fan. Because I was born in Georgia. So yeah, Deion. Let me tell you something about Deion.
We had Dan Marino. He was Dan Marino.
Nobody like Dan Marino.
I know that, but still.
Nobody.
Madden 94 on Super Nintendo. I used to pick Atlanta just for Deion, because Deion was so fast on the kick return. I would run Deion up the sideline, run all the way across the goal line, all the way back down to like the 50, and just run in a complete circle. And it was like the Bo Jackson.
Hey, y'all, you see that? Hey, you see how Deion said he did him and Desmond Howard was talking about each other? How Howard ran back his first ever kickoff.
Oh yeah,
Deion Sanders told the punt returner, like, "Move, I got this."
Yeah.
That dude's a bad man. And you know what? I don't care if he left Jackson State. He made Jackson State better than it was before, when he, you know what I mean? He made Jackson State into something like a household name.
Yeah.
Nobody was talking about Jackson State before he got there. And he built up their facilities. He like enriched their lives, like on campus life. Yeah. He's like, okay, cool. I left this place better than it was when I got here.
But you know what it is, though? it's always us getting in our own way.
Yep.
We can't be happy for each other. I always think
That's exactly what it is.
like, man,
Like, no, you don't see the other people doing that when the coaches get hired. You don't see them doing that. It's
now I
always
will
us.
say, without him, HBCU football is going to go right back to where it is. Because I mean, Dion is the only person that could have done that, as far as like a former player, former black player.
But I don't know.
It reads at the tone now.
Ed Reed, Bethune, that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
So Dion put the spotlight there. Now, if Ed Reed can like
Pick up
get
the baton.
Bethune to start winning, you know what I mean? Then
Yeah.
I think it'll kind of start a little wave. Like, but yeah, Bethune trash, it's a wrap.
But the issue
Right,
isn't even the coaching. The issue is how they fund sports at HBCUs.
Yeah.
And there's always shady stuff going on with the powers that be at HBCUs.
They don't get paid.
Most
They
of
don't
those
get paid.
improvements that happened at JSU was out of Dion's pockets.
Look,
When they get paid when they play like them big schools,
Mm-hmm.
trash.
you remember Rick Ross' song "Here I Am," where he talk about home for FAMU, talking about what did he say? Didn't get financial aid because she went to FAM. Or I can't remember the exact one, but he's talking about how, like, hey man, he ain't lying. I knew classmates freaking went to FAM. They're like, ain't got their financial aid yet. And that was common. It's a common problem. Like,
yep, people stealing money, like holding on to money. I'm like, that's what happened when a bunch of us get around for some reason. I don't know why. Why is that?
and as with the case of every time something happens that goes against a school, the people making the loudest noise are the ones giving the least amount of money.
Yep. Every time.
Well, my question still hasn't been answered yet. Will Gilly be following Dion?
Yeah. Damn, Wallow gone.
Did he have an allegiance to begin with?
To Dion.
Gilly was the man. Gilly is the main one that was like, if my son had a chance to go to a Power 5 school or HBCU, we going to the Power 5. We're not going to the HBCU. Like Gilly was like, he was big on that when Dion went to Jackson State.
Yeah.
Then moments later, he on the sideline getting knocked down by players and stuff like.
What was his role for Jackson State for him to be able to be on the sideline next to Dion?
The same role
during the game.
Desi Banks had. Everybody else just come there and be on the sideline. Ross, yeah.
Like no rhyme or reason, just notoriety.
That's the difference. That's the difference between HBCU and Power 5. That will not happen in a Power 5.
Yeah, I'm trying to see who's gonna be on the sideline in Colorado. That's what it's gonna be like. No, you go up in the box. You're not getting on the sideline
because Desi's already done hit the transfer portal.
You know they made Dion start wearing Nike now. He can't do no.
Oh yeah, boy, you better tell Nike to make you go ahead and re-release them Dion's.
Exactly.
We ain't no Under Armour over here.
Put the whole squad on the Dion's.
Yeah, we can let's get something in place. We can do a prime. Let's do a Nike prime line.
Dion's,
like
all of the Dion's were hard too.
Bring back the Dion's as a shoe, but yeah, you're not finna wear no Under Armour. Forget about that, my boy.
It's Power 5 now. We don't do Under Armour here.
Yeah, they know we already sponsored. Like
I am interested in seeing how interested in seeing how Shador is gonna do.
He'll be fine.
It's gonna be a whole new world for him.
Not playing in Pac-12. If he would have went to the SEC, yeah. But playing in the Pac-12 where he's at, that's like one step up from FCS.
I will say one thing that I noticed while watching it is he gonna have to quicken up his release. He can't
got a
sit
little
there and
wind up.
just like
You got
hey,
a little
man,
wind up.
you gotta let that ball go now because these 5 stars gonna come nip that in the bud real quick.
Audition for the league.
Yeah.
In other news, it's a wrap for the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Go ahead and,
I told y'all.
we can go ahead and put Geno Smith on the couch. He's the first quarterback to sit on the couch.
Yep.
I don't know what they had when he fumbled in the red zone.
It was a
just
wrap.
over. It was 17-23. You know, they still had a chance, even though they got a field goal. But yeah, them boys went right down and scored.
Boy, Brock Purdy got to pull his pants up and was slinging it.
Man, I'm in a big money fantasy league, and I've been in this league for like 15 years, and I won it for the first time last year. So I made it in. I was like 3-7. I won like 3-6. I won 4 in a row to get into the playoffs, then 1 wild card, and then so my quarterbacks were Lamar, he was hurt. I had Trevor, and I picked up Geno. The week before in the wild card, I didn't believe in Trevor. I forgot who they were playing. I think they were playing. Oh, they were playing the Lions. So I picked Geno because I was like, this is comfortable. I think Geno's probably gonna go off. He did. Oh, it was the week that freaking Trevor was playing the Ravens. So Geno had like 30, but freaking Trevor had freaking 45.
Yep. Yep.
So, but it didn't bite me in the butt. I was like, all right, fine. Next week come up, I got Trevor against, that was the Cowboys game. And
Yep, that's a wrap.
Geno was against the 49ers. I'm like, all right. I ain't really trust Trevor against the Cowboys. I thought he was gonna mess up, but I was like, I ain't got no other choice because Lamar's hurt.
You know, I got a lot of trust in Trevor now.
Dude,
Trevor didn't really like ball like that. Trevor threw an interception and he fumbled.
Yeah,
but I forgot to take out Geno because I was like, Geno playing the 49ers. I know that I need to take him out, but I forgot to do it because my dumb behind was out serving the community. Middle school basketball tournament. Forgot it was Thursday night. I'm out here trying to make sure these kids, do well. Forgot to check my lineup. I looked and I was like, damn, Geno already playing. Oh. I was like, man, Geno, just give me 15 points, man. He ended up giving me 20. I was like, I hope this don't bite me in the butt. And sure enough, Trevor went off. And if I would have played Trevor, I would have went in the championship and I would have won freaking $800.
Dang.
I was like,
this is why I don't play with money. Play for money.
Joe,
I'd be sick to my stomach.
Joe, you said Trevor didn't do too good that game?
I'm saying as far as like fantasy wise, I know them turnovers hurt him.
Yeah, he did.
That dude
he had 3 touchdowns.
He had 320 yards and 4 passing touchdowns.
Yeah.
It was a high scoring game.
Yeah.
I remember.
And the Jaguars. How about that?
Yeah.
Man, I fell asleep during that game. I woke up, I was like, oh, snap, we done tied it up. We in overtime? And then, like, I'm laying down on the couch. Ray Sean got the pick six. I was like, oh, snap, let's go.
Wow.
We lit.
Hey, that old Jenkins came through.
That wasn't bothering. So
I'm nervous because our defense has been sketched the entire season. They've only really played well the last
5 games.
3 weeks. Yeah.
That's when you need them to play.
Yep. That's when they count.
So we know the 49ers about to wrap this one up. So since we're in the playoffs, let's get our Super Bowl predictions. Go ahead, Aaron. What you got?
Oh, jeez, Louise. I'm gonna go with man, this is tough. I'm gonna go with Chiefs and Eagles. Bumping.
Chiefs and Eagles.
And
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the Eagles because their defense is tough.
Somebody
And if
mute this nigga, Mike.
they can run the ball.
Cedric, mute
Why
this nigga,
you
man.
gotta mute me?
This nigga said the Eagles. Mute this nigga. Mute
Hey,
this
man.
nigga and turn his screen black.
Look,
I mean,
as long as the Cowboys don't win, I'm good.
That's that other shit I hate. Everybody get to bet against if the Cowboys don't win, that's fine. What do you mean? Like, what do you mean? How is that fine? How is that fine?
It's fine with everybody else in the world. But
Yeah,
the Cowboys fans.
Whatever. Dedrick, what you got?
I'm gonna go. Just
He go bet with his heart.
look. I bet with my heart. Jaguars and Cowboys.
Yeah, the Cowboys winning. You said the Cowboys winning? That you heard it here
Jags
first. You
gonna
said the
win.
Cowboys gonna win. Dez, what you got?
You know, I'm going with the Niners and Buffalo.
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 Oh, I thought you gonna,
49ers with the win.
I thought you were gonna pick them to get their revenge against the Chiefs.
Nah,
You know what's
Chiefs ain't gonna make the
self-destructive?
pass on the Bengals. But yeah, that's my pick. Buffalo, 49ers with the win. Nobody can
Right,
beat
Joe.
Buffalo up in the cold.
All right, JoJo, Cowboys beat whoever. And we already know.
You already know it. Cowboys over Chiefs. Just that simple. Just that simple. Hey, but I don't know if y'all seen the little Gino, yeah, you out of there. I know I got it real delayed. I know y'all seen that probably 5 plays ago. But I don't know if y'all seen the little thing. The Cowboys, like our season so far, lose a game. Lose a game, win 2 games. Lose a game, win 4 games. So we lost, we won 2 games. We just lost our last game. So y'all know what that means. The next 4, it's on us. Cowboys Super Bowl champs. Y'all know what it is. But yeah, episode 86. My man Aaron, finally.
Yes,
Man.
made it.
to hit him with that rock.
Yes.
Finally,
Yes.
Aaron
Got my
has
boy
come
on.
back.
Got my man on. You know what I mean? Rocked out the whole show with us. Appreciate that, my brother.
Absolutely, I
Fellas.
appreciate y'all having me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Fellas, man. Another great show. Yeah, episode 86.
Hey,
Shout out to the lookers.
be on the lookout. You know, we got a spinoff coming. You know, your boy likes to read sci-fi. So I'm starting to know you look like a podcast sci-fi book club. Hey,
You look like a sci-fi.
you look like
hey.
you look like a book club. Hey, but y'all know what it is, man. Everything YLLAP. Y'all know what the hashtag is. You look like a podcast. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Who we shouting out, man?
Shout out to Ali Sadiq.
Shout out to Ali Sadiq.
That's y'all about to slide in a few, huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're gonna go catch the man. You know what I mean? Hopefully he have me up there cracking up. But yeah, y'all know what it is. Episode 86. Yo.